All right. So, hey, I'm Roy Richardson, and this is my review of the Fitbit Versa. I have had the Fitbit Versa for just over 2 weeks now, and I love it. I have some complaints, but I love it. So, first up, I want to talk about what it does well. So, originally, the reason I bought the Fitbit Versa was it had some Apple Watch tendencies. But the thing that's most important to me is that it is, at the end of the day, a sports watch, a sports tracker, a fitness tracker, tracking what I do. And what I do most predominantly is run. I try to run 3 to 5 miles 3 to 4 times a week. And that's what my fitness activity is. And so the Blaze is what I had. The Fitbit Blaze before this, and it did a good job of that, but this does a better job. Now, a couple of observations I've noticed. One, the biggest thing I like about the fitness tracker on this is that it asks me to confirm, yes, I am done working out. Because when I had the Fitbit Blaze, if I somehow bent my wrist or somehow hit it against something, it would suddenly lose my tracking. And so it would stop counting that exercise as happening. So very frustrating, very, very frustrating when that happens. There was a day when I did 8 miles, but for some reason at 7 miles, it just stopped tracking. And so I had to start the tracking again in order to get the last of it, but I didn't notice. So there's a chunk of my running that wasn't captured. And so that was kind of frustrating. And so with the Versa, it has this capability where the screen comes up, and when after I do, tell pause, and then it tell finish, and it says, "Are you sure you want to end this exercise?" And I hit yes, and so I love that. That means that it's not going to lose my workout while I'm doing it. So that's awesome. The Versa, just like the Blaze, uses your cell phone in order to do the GPS. So if you want to map your run or map whatever fitness you're doing, it will do that for you. And I've tested it, and it's great. I really like it. Every once in a while, I get the feeling that perhaps, and I had this happen occasionally on the Blaze as well, so this isn't perfect world, but it seems to occasionally jump ahead. Or maybe say that I ran just a little further than I did. That's only happened once. It used to happen very infrequently on the Blaze, and it's happened once on the Versa. I suddenly forgot what I'm talking about. I have no idea what I'm talking about. No, I do, I swear. I do. It's a Fitbit Versa. This is it, man. Right now I'm doing the Star Trek looking watch face. Now, the other cool things, I like the exercises that it has. I swapped out some. I thought I'd get a chance to go swimming with it beforehand, before I did the review, and that didn't happen. I did do a warrior dash, but I was not brave enough to run out there with my brand new Fitbit Versa that I paid money for. So I was a little leery to do it, to wear it, so I didn't. However, I regret that. I think it would have been awesome to have it out there, and based on the activity and everything, I think it'd have been fine. I think it'd have been perfectly fine as long as you got a fitness style band on you. The polyester one. No, this will not do for fitness. They tell you at Fitbit when you talk to Taylor Sport not to use the fashion bands for exercise. And because the first thing I asked is, can I swim with this on? Or sweat with this on? And no, you don't want to do that. So that's something you got to think about. Okay, so you got to make sure you change out your bands. Now, that's one of my complaints. It's actually painful to change out the bands on the Versa. Not impossible, very doable. Key thing is to make sure when you're hooking up the new band that you do it at an angle and the pins hold the pin back. And, at first when I saw the pin, I said, oh, that's not going to work. But then I noticed my Blaze, all the bands that I bought for my Blaze had the outer covering, so it literally just snapped in. But when you look at the way it's manufactured, it's got the exact same pin situation that the Versa has. It's just you don't change out the square. So there you go. All right. So the next up, so I love it as a fitness watch. Works great as a fitness tracker. I'm really impressed. Now, another thing I've noticed is either the Versa is more accurate at tracking your heart rate, or the Blaze was not as accurate at tracking my heart rate. And so the reason I say that is that since I've gotten the Versa, my heart rate has gone a lot high. Was gone significantly higher than I ever noticed it doing on the Blaze. Now, the if you do the calculations for max heart rate, then my max heart rate obviously is higher higher than what the normal scientific calculations say. And so hopefully I haven't hit my max heart rate yet, but anyway, my heart rate's gotten really high a couple times, to the point where I'm thinking about getting a chest strap and trying it out, because I had some faith in the heart rate tracking on the Blaze, but I'm not so sure on the Versa. And so I want to have another device to test it with to see. Or I could go back and put the Blaze on and run with both the Versa and the Blaze and see what happens. That would have been scientific as well, and I didn't do that. I've given my Blaze to my youngest son, and he's like excited because he wanted one. So bam, there you go. It works out for him. But I'm sure he'd let me borrow it to do a review. And so that's the other thing I've just kind of noticed. So I'm like, what's the heart rate thing going? Now, let's talk about apps. So I have removed some apps from mine because one thing, I'm not going to pay for Pandora, and you need the paid version of Pandora to really utilize the app on your watch. And then there was Deezer, which I had no familiarity with. I think it's more of a UK type thing, and so I took that off there. I did activate the Starbucks app and tried it, and that worked great. I also did Fitbit Pay, and that worked great. You set up a lock code on your device, and then you have to press the left button, and then you go up, tap it, and bam, hits your checking account or debit card, credit card, whatever you've set up with it, and takes the money out. And it works. I like it. I was a big fan of Android Google Pay, still a big fan of Google Pay, and so I am using Fitbit Pay now. I like it. It works great, and it works with my bank. There is a limitation. Some banks do not use it yet, so you have to be aware of that. And so, but that works very well. Okay, the other thing is alarms. So sometimes my wife doesn't need to get up out of bed when I do. I may have something going on that I need to be out of bed early for. And so I often use the silent alarms on my Fitbit. It vibrates my arm, wakes me up, and works great. However, in the 2 weeks I've had it, it's failed to go off twice. That's only 2 weeks. That's not a very good rate of success. So I'm hoping that there's a firmware update that it needs that takes care of this. This is April of 2018 as I'm recording this. So I'm hoping that the May update, which is supposed to give me functionality such as being able to reply to text messages from my Fitbit, which is supposed to be coming in May. That was when it was rumored, so I guess we'll see if that's when it really happens. But so that's the thing also that makes me a little grumpy. And like I said, I mentioned the Starbucks app. I used that. That worked great. I also like the watch faces. However, there was a watch face that I liked. I like being able to change out the watch faces. You go into the Fitbit app on your phone, and you change out and pick which face you want. And I had a face that I really liked because it gave me a lot of information. I'm a data person. I want all the information I can get, so I know. And it showed like my heart rate and my steps and my how many floors, how many calories I burned. It showed everything on a single watch face. And then all of a sudden, that watch face stopped working. Now, it wasn't from Fitbit Labs. It was written by somebody. And so what I'm getting the impression is that if their server that they're kind of hosting the watch face on goes away, your watch face stops working. And I'll include a little short video to show you what happens when you do that, when that happens to you, so that you can say, oh, wow, yeah, that's interesting. So I'm walking into a store, and then suddenly my watch face is not working anymore. And so I was like, this is crazy. And so I had to choose. Finally, tried several things to get that one back, and it just wouldn't come back. And so I chose a different watch face, which is okay. I mentioned that I'm using the Star Trek looking one, and I do like it, and it does provide essentially the information I liked. But I liked where the weather was placed at on the other one better. I liked that watch face better, and so I'm a bit disappointed in that. I'm hoping. The other concern I have is that there's no way to publish your watch faces directly to Fitbit per se. At least I'm not understanding how that process works, because if my watch face depends on somebody's third-party site to be working, for my watch face to work, then I'm giving away too much data about myself, and I don't feel comfortable with it. I know I'm giving everything away to Fitbit or Facebook, but we won't talk about that. That's a topic for a different video. But so anyway, that's what's going on, and so those things concern. But yet, at the same time, I have to say, I love the Versa. I love this watch face. I've had multiple people ask me, wow, what you got there? That looks great. Is that an Apple Watch? No, it's not. It's got some similarities, mind you. But it's a great watch. I really like it. And because fitness is the most important thing to me, it works great for that. I haven't really used the resting app. The breathing app is supposed to help you on there. And I haven't used Coach, because those aren't things that are very important to me. I have played around with Timer. I absolutely love the weather app on here. I used to have to grab my phone or get on a web page and see what the weather was before I went out, and to be able to just do it right here on my watch. I love that. That was actually the third most important feature to me. One was being an excellent fitness tracker. 2 was being able to change out the watch faces. And 3 was being able to do weather. And 4th was Fitbit Pay. I had an interest in that. Now, in order to do the Fitbit Pay, you do have to get the upgraded watch, kind of the plus, the one's like about $30 more. And for your troubles, you get a band, which I showed you if you watched my unboxing video. So I got the polyester band. I do like this band, very fashionable, but my main goal is exercise. So I've got a band that I bought that has a lot more breathing holes in it for sweat and such. And so I really like that about it. And so I really like the Versa. I think it's going to get even better as they update the software for it. So I think it's awesome. If you can live with the limitations it has currently, then great. It's very fashionable. It looks very good. Like I said, I like it. I like the rounded corners. It's just a nice watch. It reminds me very much of the Pebble watch I saw. I had a friend of mine owned, and I really liked the Pebble watch, and almost joined the Kickstarter for that, but I didn't. Anyway, but that's my review for the Fitbit Versa. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more stuff like this, please be sure to subscribe. Subscribe. It's over here. I'm sorry. No, it's over there. It's over there. No, it's over here. It's over here. Probably right there. Right there. Subscribe. Thanks. Bye. So here's the error message I got when it freaked out about its clock face. And then here's what happened when I went into the store and just went a little berserk. I just wanted to show you that, hey, something ain't right, man.